really couldn't get out of each other's way, which is why the gap just never opened. But luckily it did in time, because he would have been a very, very unlucky loser. We said the debut was quite a nice effort, 20-1 on occasion behind Logician. With the favourite disappointing on his third start, he had to give away that £7 penalty, but he just didn't really pick up at any stage.
No, he didn't. Away Goes beats Passion and Glory. He might be third, Hamish. Kashush goes in there as well. The High Commissioner is rated 85. Extreme left of picture. You think he's run to that mark? First time gelding operation? Improved on it?
I think as a whole, the main principles, I think, are probably disappointed. They finished in a bit of a bunch, really, to be all 90 horses at the front end. I think the winner's a nice type. I think the Haggis horse has just been a little bit keen on this third start. He's racing without any cover and just perhaps doing a little bit too much. I like the David a Godolphin runner, because that was weak in the market, Passion and Glory, but he's settled very, very nicely in third place. He's run an absolute cracker. He'll be improving plenty for his first run. But the winner settled nicely there in mid-div to back of the field. He's done a really nice race in this second start.
Oh, there's some quality in here, no doubt about it. And I think you can see that they've not gone frantic at all. There's quite a few horses who are keen in behind, I think it's fair to say. That kind of race wouldn't have suited Hamish, but he is well positioned.
He's in the right place, yeah, to take advantage of it.
He's well positioned. I think this has told us a bit about his future, hasn't it?
He might just be a little bit on the weak side. Third, relatively quick run, 24 days since you last saw him. He might just need to strengthen up, and you could find him improve in the autumn or even as a 4-year-old. He's a nice, big, strong type, son of motivator.
Or like his family, he might stay well.
Yeah, definitely stay further, but I was a little bit disappointed he didn't pick up better than what he has done, because in the end he's just struggled to go anywhere really in the closing stages.
Steady fractions here. You can see he's travelling well. Away he goes, travelling very well, but just not got clear daylight to run into. And I think it's a mark of his quality that despite that, when he does eventually get the gap, he's managed to show some. Look, there's just no space for him whatsoever. Our time was running out here.
It was indeed, but he's actually shown a relatively quick turn of foot to the grade. He's quickened up nicely. John Hunt and Cole were always confident he was going to pick up and get there. In the end, it's been a shade cosy, I think.
Maybe just Hamish third, ahead of High Commissioner fourth, and Kosciuszko is going to get fifth. He's shown a good attitude, hasn't he? These Australia horses seem to be staying. He's relished the step up and trip.
They're not sharp at all, and just watching that, interesting enough, the gaps are just, whatever the Godolphin horse has gone, Sean Levy wants to take the gap, and it's just not much room at all until the final half of furlong. But luckily he's got a little turn of foot for this kind of distance, and I think he'll be alright.
Front five pulling clear of Imperium in sixth.
Yeah, he's not shaped too bad. Third run, he would qualify for handicaps now. Mark in the mid-70s, we'll see him progress. But yeah, it was probably a frustrating ride for Sean Levy, because every time he'd switch direction, Tom Quilly and the Godolphin horse just came across him, and in the end that gap there where he switched would have stayed open, but he's chosen to go around him. Horses good enough to pick up, luckily, but a nice performance. I think he'll improve again. He's going to have to run in a novice race to have that third start. It'll be interesting to see if he can cope with the penalty, something that Hamish failed to do.
He's gone up to, Logician's gone up to 101 after that win the other day, folks. He won at Newbury, didn't he, off 90. Featured on a recent...
well, nobody wanted to take him on, did they? Because they knew he had so much in hand. I think
it was a very weak race, yeah. I mean, he's beaten 70 rated horses who I think had one win from 7 each of them, so 2 wins from 14, the second and third in that race, Logician. But he's been pumped up £11, so he's now rated 101. He gave £6 on a near 2-length beating to Away He Goes, so not seen Away He Goes as in the same league as Logician, but clearly he's a horse of some promise and substance, and Ishmael Mohammed and the team they've got a talent on their hands, and that's a piece of form we'll keep our eyes on, I think it's fair to say. Leopards are loading up already. Let's crack on. Good race this again. Mile and 6 Irish Down Farms EBF Stanera Stakes, True Self variant, odds on. Oh my days, 11 to 10 against into 8 to 11. Is that an overreaction, or did you get it?
I don't think it's a particularly strong Group 3 for mares here over mile 6. I thought the heavy ground just found her out last time at Haydock Pine Classic, who didn't disgrace the form at all when third on Saturday. The only correct concern, we're going to very different ground conditions this evening, where it's very much on the quick side, so we've got to balance that out. I think I prefer good to soft ground probably for her. but I think she's a class angle. Chimera's had a good season, just found out in this kind of grade, but back against the mares, I think got a better chance. So Chimera, probably the each way bet in the race, I think.
True Self's got a few pounds in hand, though. Let's get back to Jay.
They're off a circuit to go in the Irish Stallion Farms EBF Stenera Stakes, Group 3 over a mile and 6, and it's Peachtree on the outside of last year's winner Chimera, showing in front up to the first turn with Matteo, and on the inside is South Sea Peril. Round their outer is True Self, and in between horses in a white cap Flowering Peach, and at the back of the field the grey Simply Beautiful. Making their way towards the 1.5 mile mark, and it is Chimera just leading Peachtree and True Self on the outside the green sleeves. They're tracked by South Sea Peril, purple cap, and Matteo in between horses, and then Flowering Peach, and finally Simply Beautiful, the pink cap, as they turn left-handed towards the 10 furlong point. And little choose between True Self, who's moved up under Colin Keane to head, Chimera and Donnacha O'Brien, a length and a half back to Peachtree and third Wayne Lorden, and Flowering Peach and Michael Hussey on the outside of South Sea Peril and Shamie Heffernan, then Matteo and Ronan Whelan, and last of all is Simply Beautiful and Killian Hennessy. 8.5 furlongs to go, continuing down the far side, and it's True Self leading Chimera a little over a length and a half then to Peachtree, followed by South Sea Peril, and then comes Flowering Peach with the final couple, Matteo and Simply Beautiful. They're at the 7 furlong point, the halfway stage. They're right across from the stands, and it's True Self in front from Chimera, tracked by Peachtree, who's being followed by her stable companions, South Sea Peril, and Flowering Peaches on the outside of Matteo, and finally Simply Beautiful. Less than 3/4 mile to go, heading towards the end of the back straight in the Irish Stallion Farms EBF Stenera Stakes, Group 3. And it's True Self and Chimera, followed by Peachtree on the outside of South Sea Peril as they come off the back straight. And then comes Flowering Peach, Matteo, and Simply Beautiful. 1/2 mile to go, beginning the run to the home turn. And it's True Self, Colin Keane, matching strides with Chimera, last year's winner Donnacha O'Brien. Just behind them is Peachtree and Wayne Lorden, and pushed along in 4th place Flowering Peach and Michael Hussey, and then comes South Sea Peril, Shamie Heffernan, Matteo, Ronan Whelan, and a couple of lengths back to Simply Beautiful and Killian Hennessy, who remain at the rear of the field. End of the straight, 2.5 furlongs to go. Chimera, the yellow jacket on the outside of True Self on the rail. Just behind them is Peachtree. Then comes Matteo and South Sea Peril, racing towards the final furlong. Chimera pressed by Peachtree on the outside, a couple of lengths back to Matteo, and then comes South Sea Peril racing inside the final furlong. Peachtree on the near side and Wayne Lorden have come to hit the front. Matteo is running on the outside, South Sea Peril in between them, and then Chimera up towards the finish. It's a big double in the colours today for Wayne Lorden as Peachtree beat Matteo, South Sea Peril, Chimera, and then Simply Beautiful.
Aidan O'Brien, Wayne Lorden on board this one, on the back of Love's success in those Tabor Silks earlier on. Peachtree it is who comes through to win it. Now Matteo closing in with every chance. South Sea Pearl is going to be a bit unlucky in the run. Keep an eye on that when we see it. At this stage it's the big two, the highest rated, the two pace setters, in the shape of Samira, who initially went on, and then Colin Keane felt they weren't going quick enough, and he took it up on True Self, who was always doing a little bit too much in front, and in the end they're pounced upon, turning for home by Wayne Lorden on Peachtree, who's going to have enough in reserve to hold off the challengers in behind it. Keep an eye on South Sea Pearl. She was under pressure from a long way out, but she was fine there.
Yeah, she's improved, South Sea Pearl, but again, just couldn't quick enough to get out of the gap there, and a little bit unlucky. I think she's kind of caused her own issues a little bit. Well onto the winner. The Freos get a good stone weight for age allowance, and that's probably been crucial. She struggled in the Oaks, but a good second line. Who's Steph? Wasn't that far off the best here, just struggled at Royal Ascot last time, but typical of a Aidan O'Brien filly, can back them up pretty quickly. They take their racing very well, and she's picked up a nice Group 3 prize here.
Peachtree it is. Back down in class. And up in trip, and the combinations were to treat. With Wayne Lorden on board. And Mateo's on a cracker there. She really is knocking on the door, isn't she? You fancy there's a race in her, whether it's a handicap. I mean,
she's getting plenty of black type now, isn't she? It's the third bit of black type she's picked up, but just not quite good enough to get up there.
Peachtree beats Mateo in the end, 7-1 and 10-1. Big prices in that Stenera Group 3. Newbury result was a dead heat third in the end between Hamish and High Commissioner. Couldn't split the pair off them. 8-1, 11-1, 4-7 favourite and 4-1 the dead heaters. And there's the print right on the line together with Kosciuszko back in 4th, 5th.
Bet365 is the world's favourite online betting company for many reasons. Match live, instant alert.